Getting directions to Ouachita Baptist University.
Good evening, Tiger Nation, and welcome to Sturgis Physical Education Center here on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University, located in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Got some GAC volleyball action lined up for you tonight between the visiting SAU Mule Rider women and your Ouachita Tigers. SAU coming into this matchup 5-18 overall and 1-12 in GAC play. Ouachita coming in at 8-13 and 3-10 in GAC play. Now, the one win that the Mule Riders do have this season did come against Ouachita just a few months ago. That was at SAU. So we'll be getting set to start here momentarily. SAU is currently on an 8-match losing streak dating back to the win against Ouachita on September 30th. So that's one of their one of their 5 wins overall this season. They've beaten, so far this season, they have beaten Hendrix, the University of Dallas, Christian Brothers, Union University of Tennessee. Now that is surprising because Union has beaten several of the, for lack of a better term, better GAC squads so far this season, including Harding and Ouachita. They swept Ouachita. SAU was able to take them to 5 sets, and then the other win, the lone win in GAC play came against Ouachita back on September 30th. The Tigers played Harding on Tuesday and lost in 4 sets after taking set number 1. Struggled a little bit there in the final 3 sets. Closed that one out. Ouachita does lead SAU all time. So they are currently up 15-8 so far. Ouachita had a 10-match win streak from 2016 to 2021 back in March when they played the spring season last year, and that streak did end in September. Ouachita is 7-4 here in Sturgis Physical Education Center against SAU in the past. Ouachita is 4-9 at home this year. So their 3 GAC wins have come against University of Arkansas Monticello. 2 of their wins came there. They got the season sweep of the Cotton Blossoms. Let's see, one other GAC win came against Northwestern Oklahoma State. And looks like we're about to get ready for the starting introductions. I'm going to turn that over to SID Brian Ramsey.
And now let's move the starting lineups for both teams. Starting first with our visitors from Magnolia, the Southern Arkansas Mill Riders. Number 1, Kennedy Boyd. Number 2, Samantha Still. Number 3, Abby Bermudez. Number 4, Morgan Schuster. Number 8, Bailey Kirk. Number 11, Isla Oliva. And number 18, Victoria White. Head coach for SAU is Lindsay Parks. And now we start lineup for Washita Tigers. A junior from Henrietta, Texas, number 4, Audrey Gallagher. A sophomore from St. Charles, Missouri, number 5, Kayla Steinmeier. A sophomore from Jonesboro, number 11, Kellen Church. A senior from Greenwood, number 12, Lexi Castillo. A sophomore from Belle Chase, Louisiana, number 14, EJ Day. A senior from Austin, Texas, number 15, Emily Lowe. And a sophomore from Molina, Louisiana, number 16, Zara Thomas. Head coach for the Tigers is Allison Frizzell Kaiser.
And we are ready to get underway here. It is senior night at Sturgis Physical Education Center for this volleyball team. We'll look to get some of those seniors some good playing time. 2 of the 4 are starting. The 2 starting seniors are Lexi Castler, the starting libero, and Emily Lowe, the starting middle blocker. The other 2 seniors are Riley Fielder and Tammy Faenga. They'll both be getting in as the night goes on, I'm sure. The SAU has struggled this season. Like I said, just 5-17 or 5-18 overall. They haven't. They hadn't updated their stats from from Tuesday's game, but they are 5-18 and 1-12 in GAC play. The key to the night, I feel like, is going to be keeping the ball away from Victoria White. White is a freshman out of Kansas City, Missouri, and she leads this SAU team in kills and kills per set with 230 kills on the season. Good for almost 3. It's 2.95 kills per set. So almost as many kills as Kayla Steinmeier has. Steinmeier leads the Tigers with 239 kills on the season. Good for 3.03 per set. We are about to get started here at Sturgis Physical Education Center. Kellen Church back to serve things away for the Tigers. The sophomore out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, leads the team in service aces, actually leads the GAC in overall service aces. And she starts that one away with a service error. She's struggled a little bit the past week or so. I said it seemed like all the Tigers were struggling on Tuesday with serving several errors in that game. But SAU starts out leading 1-0 now. Steinmeier gets the serve. Day to hit from the outside. And Day will respond back with a kill of her own. A great job. Here with the sophomore out of Belle Chase, Louisiana. EJ Day not too far behind Steinmeier for that kill leading mark with 229, good for 2.41 per set. As she heads back to serve now, a bit of a top spin on that one. That one's going to be out off the block attempt by Steinmeier. That'll be a point for SAU. Should be a kill for number 11, Isla Olivias, the freshman from Fort Worth, Texas, and Fossil Ridge High School. Olivias just checked out. Serving is the libero, number 2, Samantha Still, the freshman from Bryant, Arkansas. And that one's going to be out, or it was going to be out, but a miscue there by number 4, Morgan Schuster, the sophomore from Arlington. Gives the Tigers a point and ties it back up. Emily Lowe, the senior middle blocker from Austin, heads back to serve now. She's one of 4 seniors on this Washita team. That one's going to be blocked, and it will. Oh, a great job keeping it alive, but they can't quite get it in, as Victoria White couldn't get it over the net. But great effort there by the Mule Riders. Tigers take their first lead of set number 1, 3-2. Emily Lowe back to serve again. And another miscommunication there, as Schuster wasn't there to get that one. 4-2 lead for the Tigers. This is a very young team. an incredibly young team for SAU. There's not a single junior or senior on this roster. It is all freshmen and sophomore. Well, another miscommunication as White tried to set that one. It's going to be put back over by Landry Rogers. Zara Thomas, oh, Schuster gets a hand under that one. The attack is kept alive, and Church is going to put it back over. Good effort there, keeping it going by the Tigers. And that one went off Church's hands. That's going to be a kill, I believe, for Abby Bermudez. Bermudez up there also in the kill rankings. She is third on the team with 141. A key for tonight is going to be keeping it away from Morgan Schuster, number 4. She leads SAU in assists, and that number is not even close. Church sets that one over to Steinmeier, who goes to Still. And Steinmeier enters back with a kill there. Point for the Tigers. They're up 5-3. But if you can keep it away from Schuster, she has 698 assists on the season. Good for 8.73. That's going to be up near the top of the GAC. By comparison, the leader for the Tigers is Tammy Faiga, the senior from Waxahachie, goes back to serve. By comparison, Kellen Church, the leading assister. That's going to be a point for SAU on the Tigers. Only has 463, good for 4.98 per set, and that gives her 11th in the GAC in assists per set. So Schuster has 698. The next closest is Bailey Kirk with 28. So they look to go to Schuster a lot, and that's going to be a service error on SAU. Steinmeier back to serve. Tigers lead 6-4. Schuster with the set there. Caslow with a good dig, but that one's going to go out of bounds. Point back to SAU. This one, I believe, did go 5 sets earlier this season at SAU. Like I said, they're trying to keep it away from Schuster, but it's hard to do that in volleyball as that float serve goes away. The set for Day on the outside, and Day, oh, a great dig there on the back row. The attack there, Caslow gets it. Faiga sets it to the far side for Day. Schuster with the back set, barely handled. Good dig there by Bermudez. That one's blocked, but Schuster gets it. The set from Bermudez. Set today. It's blocked, but out of bounds. Point Tigers. 7-5 Ouachita lead. Lexi Caslow, the senior captain from Greenwood, back to serve now for the Tigers. Caslow, 15th in the GAC in service aces per set, has 27 total on the year. That one's going to go out, and they're going to say no touch on that one. Point for Ouachita, 8-5. Of the sets that SAU has won, they usually win it in the first. Or if they were going to win a set, they're more likely to win it in set number 1. So if Tigers can get set 1 here. One's going to be out. They're going to call it a touch there. Point for the Mule Riders. 8-6 your score here in set number 1. SAU has been swept 11 times so far this season in 3 straight. They're going to call a ball handling error on Tam. I'm not sure what it is about Tammy's form or the way she sets that gets her that error, but it's happened several times this season. It's a 1-point set here. Ouachita leads by 1 as Schuster to serve. Day receives. Faiga sets to Steinmeier from the back row, and that's going to be an attack error on Kayla Steinmeier. Now tied up at 8 apiece. Schuster back to serve. Schuster, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas. It's a very young SAU team. We'll see how they improve through the years. And that one's going to go off of Samantha Still and out of bounds. Point back to Ouachita. They gain a 1-point lead. So that one off the libero, Samantha Still, the freshman from Bryant. A couple players from Bryant on this team along with Julie Bates. Both freshmen. We got to wait for a shoe to be tied. That is number 11, Isla Olivias, tying her shoe to get back ready. And now Kellen Church can serve, like I said, the GAC leader in service aces. The set from Schuster. The attack, poke over. Day keeps it alive, and Steinmeier gets it over. Great job by Day and Steinmeier on that one. The attack from White out of bounds. So Olivia White leads the team in kills, the freshman from Kansas City, Missouri. She gets the error there. Tigers lead now by 2. Victoria White hitting 169 on the year. Great job by Church. They're going to call point for SAU and another ball handling error called against E.J. Day that time. And substitutions for SAU. As Lindsey Rogers comes in for Bailey Kirk. Victoria White serve. Knuckleball style serve there. The set from Church to Steinmeier, or that's Gallagher who just came in. Day gets a finger on it. Gallagher saves it. Caslow puts it up for Day on the outside. White gets it from the back row. Schuster keeps it alive, and they put it back over. Day gets it. And a fantastic effort by SAU on that one between White, Schuster, and I believe that was number 5. Well, that's going to be a kill for Ouachita. Didn't see who got that one. Tigers back up to a 2-point lead now, 11-9. E.J. Day to serve. And that time they get Tigers sitting around that campfire defense. They did give that kill to Emily Lowe. Emily Lowe did just cross the 200 kill mark on Tuesday. That's her kill number 204 on the season. Leading the team in hitting percentage at .317, which is good for 3rd overall in the GAC. And that one's going to go out of bounds off the Tigers. That'll be another point to SAU. We're tied back up at 11. As Samantha Steele, the freshman libero from Bryan, heads back to serve it away. And that'll be a service error on Still. Point back to Ouachita. They retake the lead. Emily Lowe, the senior, to serve from the far side. A lot of topspin on that serve. The set from Schuster, the attack, and a kill for number 1, Kennedy Poy, the sophomore from League City, Texas, in Clear Spring High School. And a substitution as Poy will check out for number 21, Alexa Hurd, the freshman from Little Rock. Originally homeschooled, but played for 501 Volleyball. Day gets that one. The back set from Church to Gallagher. White gets that one from the attack. The attack is, as it goes through the block, and it's set over to Steinmeier, but it's kept alive. Caslow with another good dig there. Over to Steinmeier again. So we're tied up at 12. Steinmeier with another attack. It's blocked and out of bounds. Point Ouachita. So you got subs coming in as the 2 seniors checking in for a junior and a sophomore. Faiga in for Gallagher and Fielder in for Church as Tammy Faiga, the senior from Waxahachie, Texas, heads back to serve it away for the Tigers. So Faiga also homeschooled. The GAC Distinguished Scholar Athlete. That'll be a point for Ouachita there, and they take back to a 2-point lead, 14-12. Faiga to serve once again. Serving from the near corner, across court, where it's grabbed and goes out of bounds. It went off the hands of number 21, Alexa Hurd. Faiga back to serve once again. And that one's going to be out of bounds. Another service error on Faiga. Point back to SAU, and they now trail by 2. It's 15-13 Ouachita. Serving is number 8, Bailey Kirk. The set from Faiga to Fielder, who pokes it over. And Hurd just gets it back across. Caslow calls for it to back set it to Steinmeier, and that's in. Kill for Kayla Steinmeier. Steinmeier, the sophomore from St. Charles, Missouri. Next to the Tigers leader in kills and kills per set. Sarah Thomas pushes it back. The back set, the attack from, I think that was Bermudez. Fielder with an attack, kept going. White puts it over. Set to Thomas. Thomas, shot is blocked by Bermudez and Schuster. Point back to SAU at 16-14. Abby Bermudez, she is the lone senior. I missed her on that one. The senior from Kaufman. Fielder with the attack, and that's in, and Riley Fielder gets a kill. It's good to see Riley Fielder back in here getting some action. She's missed several weeks with a severely sprained ankle. That was suffered, like I said, a couple of weeks ago here in a match that they were already missing some Tigers as Lexi Castelo goes back to serve. The attack from White, and that's in. And it's 17-15. Schuster to serve once again. Steinmeier receives. Faiga sets it low, and that's going to go off of Schuster for another kill for the senior from Austin, Texas. Fun fact about Emily Lowe, she was actually head coach Allison Frizzell-Kaiser's first ever recruit, and she has played every set and match in 4 years except for 2 this season that she missed being out sick, and that's going to be a service ace for the Tigers. Tigers lead 19-15 now, and that's going to be a timeout. And we'll take a timeout right along with them. Like I said, it's 19-15 Washita here in set number 1. We will take a quick break and be right back here on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieve a lot of the financial burden.
And we're back here at Sturgis Physical Education Center. So getting ready to continue set number 1. Tigers leading 19-15. Volleyball is, like I said, you try to be the first one to 20. If you can get to 20 with a 3-point or more lead. Like I said, Kellen Church just picked up her 45th service ace on the season. She's currently 5th or 4th overall in a single season record of service aces in Tiger volleyball history. And that one's going to go off of Church, and a point back to SAU off of Victoria White. White goes back to serve. White, one of the many freshmen on this team. The set from Church low in the middle. It's blocked. And a good block there by that front row SAU. That is number 11, Isla Olivia's, and number 5, Landry Rogers. Two-point set here. Float serve off of Castelo, but luckily Day was right there, and Church puts it back over. Chance for SAU on this one. And that's going to go off of Castelo. 1-point set. Tigers got to this point against Harding, and Washita is going to call a timeout. So we're going to take another one real quick. We'll be right back here. Washita leads by 1, 19-18 in set
Division
number
II,
1. We'll be right
student
back on the
athletes
Washita
leave a
Sports
lasting
Digital
impression
Network.
on their communities. That's because Division II. In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And welcome back to Sturgeon Physical Education Center. SAU has brought it back within one. It's 19-18. Tigers lead. Tigers got in the situation Tuesday against Harding where they had the lead getting later in the sets and lost it and would lose it. And we don't want to see that happen here and give it this first set to SAU, a team that is definitely beatable. Washita has played really well against teams all season. They have struggled to keep rhythm and keep momentum. We're going to try to see if they can get back in that rhythm here tonight before heading to Arkansas Tech next Tuesday. Tigers still mathematically alive to make the GAC tournament, but they've got to win their last three matches, including this one. And that one's going to bounce off of Castro, and that's going to tie it up here in set number one. Victoria White back to serve again. Okay, we were tied up at 19 here. Slow serve. Steinmeier gets it up near the net. Church sets it for low. It's put back down, kept alive, and Gallagher lost sight of it. And SAU takes their first lead since they led it 3-2. It is 20-19, Mule Riders. Tigers need to put together a few points here. A long serve. That time Tigers ready for it. We're tied back up at 20. So this match did go 5 sets earlier this season in Magnolia. And it's on pace to do that here with as close as this one's been. E.J. Day, the sophomore from Louisiana, back to serve. Float serve. Schuster with him set. The attack. Day saves it low, puts it up for Steinmeier. And off of White, and it is kept alive. They're going to call an error on... Oh, never mind. They're going to call an ball handling error on SAU. Point to Washita. They lead by 1. Somebody double hit, I believe. I think they're going to call that on Schuster. E.J. Day back to serve again. 21-20 Washita lead. They can attempt to stretch this lead out here. And a good serve from Day received by Still. The attack from Rogers. And it's a kill as it went through the block of Lowe and Gallagher. Tied up at 21. Samantha Still, the freshman from Bryant, back to serve. Low serve. Day gets it and it heads over this direction. And SAU takes a lead once again, 22-21. And Avery Joust is going to come in for E.J. Day to head to the back row. Joust, the defensive specialist, checking in to be on that back row instead of Day, the outside hitter. She'll receive that one. The set to Lowe. And Lowe picks up a kill and ties it back up. Point Tigers. It's 22-all. And Emily Lowe, the senior from Austin, Texas, heads back to serve. Said Lowe, a psychology major, legal studies minor here at Washita, wants to go into forensic studies and then eventually become a public defender. As that's blocked by Steinmeier. And point back to Washita. They take a 1 point lead, 23-22. Lowe to serve once again. A lot of topspin on that serve. Grabbed by Rogers. A set from Schuster. The attack from Bermudez. Church gets it over to Steinmeier from the back row. Still grab it off the block. Schuster back sets. The attack. Attack error on number 1, Kennedy Poi. Point Washita. It's set point. 24-22 Tiger lead. Tigers can put away set number 1 here. Low to serve. Still received. Schuster sets. The attack from Rogers. Church is there. Joust sets it up for Steinmeier, and it's blocked, and nobody's there. It's 24-23. Still set point. As Alexa Hurd subs in for Kennedy Poi. Still set point. Joust receives. Set to Thomas, and Thomas gets the kill, and Tigers take set number 1, 25-23. Like I said, Tigers take that one. 25-23. Tigers now lead 1-0. We will take about a 3-minute break. Be right back here on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service. so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
Said, welcome back. Tigers just won set one, 25-23 over the SAU Mule Riders. So that is the set that the Mule Riders are most likely to win. The Tigers look to are going to try to continue this one. The majority of the sets won by SAU opponents are sets 1, 2, and 3. But like I said, Tigers looking to continue this success here. Like I said, it's senior night. We're going to be honoring 4 seniors in Tammy Faiga, Lexi Castello, Emily Lowe, and Riley Fielder. All have played large parts in this Ouachita Tiger team over the past 4 years. 2 transferred in. Castello, this is her 3rd year here. Castello, like I said, she's been a libero ever since she got here. She played her first year at University of Arkansas Fort Smith, and including that year, said she's played in 64 total matches, 252 sets, and has racked up 1,668 digs and 84 aces. That digs amount gives her 5th on the OBU career list on digs, and in 2019 she racked up 607 digs in that season, good for 5th on the OBU list for most digs in a single season. That year she made the 2nd team All-GAC, leading with 5.23 digs per set. Last year she was an honorable mention, leading the GAC with 284 digs and 6.7 per set. So last year was the shortened season where the Tigers only played a total of 10 conference games, or 10 conference matches due to COVID restrictions and a conference-only schedule. There's Castello starting out here as SAU will be serving. 3 of the 4 seniors on the court, and Castello, Faiga, and Lowe. Tammy Faiga transferred from Abilene Christian after she redshirted. She's played in 60 matches, including 222 sets, over 1,000 digs at 1,077. Or sorry, that's assists, as she is a setter. 1,077 assists. Was a 2019 GAC Distinguished Scholar Athlete. She's racked up 43 aces and 14 double-doubles so far. She was last year's Ouachita Volleyball Teammate of the Year. As Schuster serves it away to start off set number 2 for the Tigers. And Lowe will start it off with a kill. And that'll just we'll just transition down into talking about Emily Lowe, one of the other seniors. Like I said, was Coach Frizz's first recruit. She has played every single set in every single match except 2 matches this season where she missed for a week due to strep throat. That's good for 95 matches out of 97 possible, 370 sets. And that one's going to be in. That's going to catch the corner for Victoria White, SAU's kill leader. Ties it back up at 1. Emily Lowe with 755 kills coming into tonight, I believe. 117 digs, 272 blocks, which is good for 5th on OBU's career block list. She's currently 5th on the OBU single season hitting percentage list at 317, which is good for 3rd in the GAC this year. Blocked there, and that's going to go off of Steinmeier. That's a kill for Landry Rogers. She's 2nd on SAU with kills. In 2019, Lowe was the Ouachita Volleyball Offensive Player of the Year. Was a All-GAC honorable mention last season. A knuckleball serve, and Castello couldn't handle that one. In 2018, 19, and 20, she was part of the the ACVA All-Academic team. White to serve again as SAU leads by 2, 3-1. Church sets it over to Gallagher on the far side, and that one's going to be too far. Point back for SAU. They now lead by 3, 4-1. Oh, no, they're going to say SAU touched it. Point for Ouachita, it's 3-2. E.J. Day back to serve here. And that was going to be too far out. No, it's going to be kept alive. I think that was Kennedy Poy or Schuster getting in that one. Lowe with the attack. That's going to go into the rafters and come back down. Kill for Emily Lowe. Said the final senior we'll talk about here. And like I said, it was number 18, Riley Fielder, as Day gets ready to serve again. She's been here all 4 years, playing at 229 sets and good for 71 matches. Has racked up 378 kills, 187 digs. And that's gotten 2 double-doubles as Steinmeier and Lowe get a block and ties it up, or Tigers take a lead 4-3. Riley Fielder has been a part of the 2018, 19, and 20 ACVA All-Academic team. She's recorded 62 blocks. She's been on the GAC All-Academic team in 2019. An honorable mention as that one's out on the serve and ties it back up at 4. She was a Ouachita All-Academic team in 2020. And she was on the 2020 Texas Women's University All-Tournament team. A lot of accolades for these 4 seniors this year. They're going to have some big shoes to fill next year. Steinmeier receives that serve from Still. The set to Gallagher. Caslow gets it. Steinmeier keeps it alive. Lowe puts it up, and it won't go over the net. SAU takes a 1-point lead, 5-4. Good effort there by the Tigers. I said the Tigers are definitely going to be in good hands for next season. Lowe with the attack from the outside this time. Still gets it, and that's a kill for Emily Lowe. That is kill number 7 for Emily Lowe on the night. The set to Rogers is blocked and kept going. Emily Lowe now playing for the back row, and that ball's going to go between her and Church. Point back to Mule Riders, they're up on 1. Substitutions as Hurd checks in for Poy. Low serve, grabbed by Day. Caslow gets it, and Day's going to put it up, but it's going to be out. Point back to SAU on the miscommunication. Coach Frizz trying to give some encouragement. Give some instruction there from the side. This is Coach Frizzell Kaiser's 4th year. Gallagher with the attack, and that's going to attack Aaron in the net. A 3-point lead now for SAU here in set number 2. Like I said, it is senior night for these 4. Also, I'm going to call it my own senior night. This will be my last Ouachita volleyball match I get to call as a student here as I'm graduating in May. Zara Thomas with the attack and the kill. Love getting to see Zara Thomas getting some action, the sophomore from Polina, Louisiana. And Gallagher will sub out for Faiga, and Church will sub out for Fielder as Faiga heads back to serve. 2-point set, 8-2, or sorry, 8-6. It's like Zara Thomas. It's good to see her get some action, get those hard hits, hard attacks. A good knuckleball serve from Faiga. Back set. Faiga's there to get it. Fielder gets under it and pushes it over to Steinmeier. It's blocked, but it's out of bounds, rolling off the top of the net. Point for the Tigers, and they now trail just by 1. It's 8-7. Faiga to serve once again, the senior from Waxahachie, Texas. Short serve, and this will be put right back over by Hurd. The set to Thomas, and Thomas floats it over and gets another kill. And we're tied up at 8 here in set number 2. Great job by Zara Thomas. So Thomas coming in hit 37 kills on the season. Another hard serve from Faiga. The set from Schuster to Rogers, and she'll put it through the block of Thomas and Fielder. They take a 1-point lead, 9-8. SAU leads. Bailey Kirk back to serve. Kirk, the sophomore from Hazlet, Texas, and VR Eaton High School. 5'8" defensive specialist. Steinmeier receives. A set from Faiga over to Steinmeier. It's blocked, but out of bounds. Point. Ouachita. Tied back up at 9. See, one thing the Tigers have been fighting through the season is injuries. And so you have Carly Ferguson, who got hurt at the Texas Women, or not the Texas Women's Invitational. It was one before that in Alabama. Good effort there by SAU to get that one back across. Fielder gets it the set. Over to Day on the outside, and that's a kill for E.J. Day. That's going to be number 4 for Day on the night. Steinmeier back to serve. Kirk gets it. The set from Schuster to White. And that's going to go off of Faiga. And Day's going to have to put it over. Good job by Castlo getting a hand on that one. And that's going to be a block, and that'll be an attempted block as White puts it through the block. Attempt to fielder. Tied back up at 10. So Castlo with a good save on that last one. In my opinion, Castlo is one of the best liberos in the country. We are lucky to have her here on this Ouachita team. It's going to be some big shoes to fill, but I know the person behind her, as that one's going to be a block by White. Puts back, and Mulerock takes a 1-point lead. But I know the player that's more than likely going to fill or take over for Lexi Castlo is going to be Joni Schneider, the junior from Garland. She filled in whenever Castlo was out with a concussion for a week and did a fantastic job. So she'll get the starting libero job as a senior as Steinmeier gets that one. Faiga sets it up to Day on the outside. And Kirk will get that one. The set over to White again. Too far out. And they're going to say nobody touched it. Point for Tigers. Tied back up at 11. So speaking of Lexi Castlo, she heads back to serve. One of the 2 senior captains, it was her and Riley Fielder, voted as captains at the beginning of the season. And that's the service ace for Lexi Castlo. She came into the night with 27 on the season. That's good for 28. Hurd gets that one. The set from Schuster. Floats it over. Steinmeier's there. Faiga with the set today. So Tigers up by 1. Another block attempt, and that time it is blocked by Lowe and Fielder. Point Tigers up by 2. Emily Lowe leading the team in blocks with 70 coming into the night. So that is good for her second of the night. So she's sitting at 72 now on the season. Faiga gets that one. Fielder's running for it. She gets it, but that's going to be, ow, that ran into the camera down on the bottom. Great effort by Fielder and Castlo running into the camera. Hope James Jolly is okay down there. We'll have camera 2 back up and running for you in a moment. One of the dangers of working for OSDN is that will happen occasionally. It's 13-12. Day puts it right back. Point Tigers. They're back up by 2. And a few substitutions as Faiga will check out for Gallagher and Church will check in for Fielder. And that's going to be a service error on Church. Church is struggling a little bit here, but I mean, she does have 45 aces on the season. Victoria White back to serve again. Ouachita with a 1-point lead. Low with the attack and the kill. Point back to Ouachita. They're up by 2 once again, 15-13. E.J. Day to serve. Low serve, that's a service error. 14. The score now for SAU, 15-14. Samantha Steele back to serve now for the Mule Rider women. Mule Rider is one of the more interesting mascots in the GAC. Don't see that one too much. The set over to Steinmeier, and that's going to go off a White. Point Ouachita back up by 2. So we're trying to get the tripod level back out down there at camera number 2. Emily Lowe, the senior from Alston, back to serve. Top spin serve from Lowe, the set from Schuster. And that's going to be a kill for Kennedy Coy. Coy, the sophomore from League City, Texas, and Clear Spring High School. Alexa Hurd back to serve, the freshman from Little Rock. 5'3", defensive specialist. Tigers lead 16-15. Day receives the set over to Thomas. It's blocked. Good block there for SAU. Got to give credit there for Schuster and Bermudez. Get their hands on that one. Tied up at 16. That's going to be an attack error. That wasn't blocked. That went into the net. Referee said they didn't see anything. Thank you. They're going to call it. As the attack from Landry Rogers went into the net, they called it as a block. But it's going to be an attack error on Rogers. Point back to Ouachita. Vega back to serve once again from the near side across court. Seed by Hurd up near the net. Steinmeier floats it back. Attack from Rogers. Viega's there. Castle with the set to Fielder. Blocked but out of bounds. A kill for Riley Fielder. Tigers now up by 2, 18-16. And SAU will take a timeout. We'll take a quick break and be right back here. Continuing in set number 2 on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center. Tigers lead by 2, 18-16 here in set number 2. Tigers looking to continue this one and take a 2-0 lead over SAU. They won set 1, 25-23. So SAU head coach Lindsey Parks called that timeout. They're out of their huddle. They don't take too long in the huddle. Ouachita breaking their huddle, headed back out to the court. Ouachita will be serving. Viega back on the near corner to serve. Viega has 21 service aces on the season. I think she racked up one earlier, so let's call it 22. Block attempt, and that's going to be a kill from Bermudez. That's going through Steinmeier and Thomas to make it 18-17. Substitution for SAU as Bailey Kirk comes in for Landry Rogers. Kirk, the sophomore from Hazlet, Texas. And that's going to be out. Good job by the Tigers laying off on that one. Point to Ouachita. They're up 19-17. This is where we were last time when the Tigers were able to put together a few points. But they started to struggle here and let it SAU. I think they actually let SAU hit the 20-point mark first in set number 1. And so time to buckle up for the Tigers. Schuster to set to White. It's blocked, but up in the air. Faiga gets it. Castelo sets it. Today on the outside. She'll a soft attack there. White with the attack, it's blocked. Steinmeier gets a hand on it, and Castelo does. Day's there, and it does not go over. It's going to be close, but a great effort there by the Tigers. It's 19-18. Good to see Dr. Cluck here on the sidelines out, getting some pictures on senior night. I have him in photography class here. He is our campus vice president, or one of the campus vice presidents. He is the campus physician, as Day puts that one back over, as well as the main campus photographer. Teaches photography, a fun class to be in here at Ouachita. That's going to be blocked, but out of bounds off the hands of Day and Thomas. Should be a kill. I think that was number 11. Olivius over there, the freshman from Fort Worth. Tied up at 19. Bermudez, the lone senior on the SAU, back to serve. Day receives. Viega sets. Steinmeier attacks on the back row. Goes off of Kirk. And Thomas floats it back. Great job by Thomas. The Tigers back up on top by 1. So you'll see Dr. Cluck at most sporting events with usually has a huge camera for football, but being here in the close confines of Surge doesn't quite need that one. Castlo to serve. Back step from Schuster. Some acrobatics there. It's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Day. Point for SAU, tied up at 20. As Poi will check in for Hurd. Steinmeier receives back to the net, put right back down by Olivius. And SAU takes a 1-point lead here, 21-20. And Coach Frizz will call a timeout. Like I said, it is 21-20. SAU leads it here in set number 2. We'll take a quick break and be right back in about 30 seconds on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center. Said Washita just called that timeout. Coach Frizz trying to get her team to get back in this one. Don't want to give up set number 2. Don't want to let SAU tie it up. You want to be able to have a little bit of cushion going into set number 3. So SAU already out of their huddle, back on the court. See, one thing about Washita volleyball is it is special, is it does have its own place to play. Instead of having to share an arena with basketball like most schools, Washita does have its own court right here in the Sturgis Physical Education Center. Now there are several lines that crisscross due to basketball being played here. But like I said, Washita gets their own court. As it can't be seen from many places. Low with the attack, still gets it off the block attempt. Steinmeier gets that one and went right back over. Still and Kirk run into each other. White with the attack from the outside. Castlo's there to get it. The set over to Day, and Day puts it back. Another attack from White. Faiga's there. Castlo to set it over to Fielder. Fielder floats it. Schuster grabs it. Still sets it up for White again. Blocked. Kept alive. Great effort by Steele, Kirk, and Schuster. Day with the attack from the outside. Kept going. Out of bounds. Point. Tiger. That one off the hands of Poi and Olivius. As Gallagher will check in for Faiga and Church to check in for Fielder as Kellen Church heads back to serve. Church has struggled a little bit. She is definitely due for a service ace soon. Tied up at 21. This would be a good place for her to get one. Float serves there, still gets it. And some miscommunication as White is lucky enough to get it over there as a couple mule riders got tangled up. Day with the attack, out of bounds. SAU leads 22-21. Rogers to sub in for Kirk. Low serve there, Castlo receives. Steinmeier with the attack. Schuster with the back set. Church is there. Castlo sets to Gallagher. Floats it over. Schuster's there. Still sets. Olivius with the attack, out of bounds. Well, that was Poi with the kill on that one. They take a 2-point lead, 23-21. Tigers in dangerous territory, in danger of dropping set number 2. This one's been back and forth so far as Victoria White, who's put together a solid string for the Wheel Riders so far, but that one goes out, another service error. 1 point set, 23-22 as E.J. Day heads back to serve, the sophomore from Belle Chase, Louisiana, the business major here at Washita. The attack, or the serve there, received by Rogers. The set for Rogers. It goes off of Church. Gallagher's there to get it. Almost runs into the camera again. Castlo puts it back over. Still's there to get a hand on it. The attack. They're going to say they went. That's going to be a miscommunication on the set. Lowe and Steinmeier weren't sure who was supposed to go to. And Washita will take another timeout, but we're just going to stay here for this one because we've already taken several this set. Coach Frizz using up, I think, her last time out here for this set. We're going to see set point coming up for SAU as they look to tie it up. Said SAU hasn't won too many set twos this year. They've only won 5 set number twos this season, compared to 17 by the opponents. Washington needs to settle in. Like I said, looking to be almost your image of what happened Tuesday. Like I said, they had a good lead in set number 2 against the Bisons of Harding and ended up losing it at the end, allowing, like I said, one of the sets they allowed 8 straight points to give Harding the win. So they're going to need to settle in here, find a rhythm, and string together at least 2 points so they can start a back and forth with SAU. They're going to need at least 2 here to stay alive and try to win set number 2. The Tigers trying to get back in the win column after dropping against Harding on Tuesday. Trying to get a win here on senior night for these 4 seniors, 2 of which are on the court right now. And cast low and low. Samantha Still, the freshman from Bryant, back to serve. Day receives it. Steinmeier gets a hand on it to save it, and Day puts it over to keep it alive. Like I said, it is set point. The attack out of bounds point for SAU, and they win set number 2, 25-22. So some miscommunications there and some errors on the Tigers side lead to, and some good. Don't want to take away from SAU's effort. They played well as well here in set number 2. Tigers are going to look to bounce back in set number 3. It's tied up at 1 apiece. We'll be right back here in about 3 minutes on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
We are an intentionally Christian university. We aren't going to apologize for that. But we're also going to challenge your students academically. We all know we learn more when we're challenged. This is also a place, though, where students are going to be invested in. I've spoken to so many alumni, and they come back again and again to telling me stories, naming names of faculty and staff members in specific situations where they invested in their lives, and they look back with the benefit of time and see how formative it was in their life. I think another reason is high impact learning. With the Christian liberal arts, you're going to get that broad experience, but we're also going to go deep. Some of the examples that come to mind is we have science students who spend their summer doing undergraduate research, and that is a gateway for graduate school. I think of some of our business students that we've given $1 million to of our endowment to manage real life experience. Or students who are interested in media and culture who go to the Sundance Film Festival, the premier event, to engage with people across the country in this discipline, but also to engage with Christians. But we're also going to be a place where you graduate. We're proud that in the state of Arkansas, among all colleges and universities, Washita has the highest graduation rate. You're going to finish on time. But you're not just going to graduate, you're going to be prepared for graduate school, for work. And so at Washita, we'll be a better university because of you. And I believe you'll be better because you were at Washita.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center. Both teams still in their huddles. We're about 40 seconds away from starting set number 3. Coach Frizz trying to get some encouragement for her team. Trying to get them to rally here in set number 3. So we're tied up at 1 apiece. So far in tonight's match, Emily Lowe leads all scores with 8 kills. Steinmeier and Day both have 6, and Victoria White of SAU also has 6, followed by Kennedy Poi with 5. Emily Lowe hitting an impressive .545 so far tonight. So she leads the team in hitting percentage at .317, and that's good for 3rd in the GAC. Looks like the starting 6 on the court for the Tigers. Les Caslow comes in. will be Emily Lowe. Brooke Jones coming in here in set number 3. E.J. Day, Kellen Church, Zara Thomas, Steinmeier. And Caslow come in for Thomas as Church heads back to serve the way for the Tigers. Kellen Church, the sophomore from Jonesboro, two-sport athlete here at Ouachita, plays volleyball and softball. Last year has been interesting with both going on at the same time, but this year won't be an issue. The attack from Olivius. The attack from Day is blocked, but kept going by Church. The set today once again. Blocked out of bounds point, Ouachita. They take the first point of the set. E.J. Day plays a lot taller than the 5'8" that she is listed. A fantastic volleyball player, has a great vertical. So Church back to serve again. Like I said, Day. So 229 kills coming into the night. And a fake set there. Gets a point for SAU. Tigers have struggled against that fake set all night. Victoria White back to serve. So that was Morgan Schuster. Like I said, she leads SAU in assists. The set to Low in the middle, and that one's going to be too far out, and SAU will have a 1-point lead. Emily thought it went off the hands, but not the case according to the referees. White to serve once again as SAU leads by 1. Received by Steinmeier. Day is able to run over and get it. And Caslow puts it back over to keep it alive. The set from Schuster. The attack from Poi. Caslow gets a hand under it. Nope, they're going to say she does not. And SAU takes a 2-point lead, 3-1. White to serve once again, received by Steinmeier. The set from Church, the Day on the near side, over, gets the corner, point Ouachita. 3-2, the score now. Back to serve will be E.J. Day. Day now tied with Lowe with 8 kills on the night. So a little bit of topspin on the serve from Day. The attack from Rogers off of Day. Caslow runs back to make the grab, and Steinmeier puts it back over. Still gets it. Schuster to set. The attack from Rogers again, that time a little more manageable. The set over to Steinmeier. Blocked, but kept going. Still puts it up. Rogers with the attack. Soft one over there. Church is there. Caslow sets it up for Brooke Jones. There it is, kept alive. The attack from the back, and that's going to be an attack error on Victoria White. And we are tied back up at 3. E.J. Day back to serve once again. Off of Still, and Still couldn't quite get it up high enough to get there. Point for Ouachita. They take their first lead to set number 3. 4-3, Day back to serve. You said Day last year led the Tigers with 90 kills in 11. That says that one's going to be a little bit too far out. Tied back up at 4 as Samantha Still, the freshman from Bryant, will head back to serve. SAU will be a team to watch out for in the future, as this is a young team. Just one senior on the entire roster. Mostly freshman and sophomore. Off of Castle and Day. Steinmeier's lucky there to get it, and Church will put it back over. Blocked out of bounds off of Steinmeier. Point back to SAU. They lead by 1. Still back to serve once again. Day receives. Church sets to Steinmeier. Off of White, high in the air. Schuster puts it back forward for Rogers, and she misjudges that one. Tied back up at 5. Steinmeier has played really well this season. Racked up a couple of 20-kill performances. Had a couple double-doubles this season as well. Emily Lowe, the senior from Austin, back to serve. Toss-spin serve. Goes off of White, off the rafters, floats around, falls back, and Schuster's there for it. Lowe gets it, and went off of her wrist. The point back to SAU. Good job there by Schuster to follow that one off the rafters. As Alexa Hurd back to serve, the freshman defensive specialist from Little Rock. And that's going to be a service error to give Tigers, or tie it back up at 6 apiece. Now, like I said, it is senior night, and the senior night ceremony will take place after this match, and we will have it here for you on the Washita Sports Digital Network. It'll just be, like I said, it'll be a few minutes so they can get set up and get everything, and then we'll get ready to start the senior night festivities after the conclusion of this match. As the senior Vaiga serves it away. Schuster sets. Attack from Rogers. Days there to get a hand on it. Steinmeier sets it way back for Caslow, who puts it over. Schuster with another set. The attack from Rogers is blocked. Thomas is there. The back set to Fielder. Floats it over. Still gets it. Fielder gets a hand under it. Vaiga puts it back. Schuster back set to Bermudez, and Bermudez gets a kill. SAU back on top by 1. As Kirk will check in for Rogers. So it's a miscommunication on this Tiger team so far. Just need to settle in here. It's still a 1-point set, anybody's game. As Kirk gets ready to serve. Kirk, the sophomore from Hazlet, Texas. Caslow gets it. Vaiga sets it for Fielder. It's blocked. Kept alive, and Caslow puts it over. The set over to White. Caslow gets it, but can't get it up high enough. SAU takes a 2-point lead. 8-6 the score here in set number 3. Kirk to serve. Steinmeier receives. Vaiga sets. Thomas attacks. An attack error. You don't think that will make it quite over. It's going to be a block maybe for SAU. 3-point lead, 9-6. As Washita will take a timeout. Like I said, it's 9-6. SAU leads here in set number 3. We'll take a quick break and be right back here in 30 seconds on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center. Tigers potentially in a pickle here as they trail by 3 here in set number 3. Tigers are struggling to keep the rhythm that they had in set number 1. SAU will be serving. Bailey Kirk, the sophomore from Hazlet, Texas, back to serve. Washita trying to cut back into this 3-point deficit they found themselves in. Forward playing on the back row for the Tigers on the serve. The set to Thomas. The attack is blocked, but out of bounds. Point. Tigers. Good play there. Good attack there to kill for Zara Thomas. Way to bounce back after the attack error previously. Makes it 9-7. As Steinmeier serves. A knuckleball float serve there. The attack from Bermudez. Steinmeier gets it. The set. Thomas attacked. Steinmeier keeps it alive. Schuster sets to White. Blocked. Good block there by Fielder and Thomas. Another attack from White. Floats it over. Vaiga saves it. Thomas back sets it over. They're going to call that's a ball handling error on Thomas. It's 10-7. SAU leads. Evie Bermudez back to serve. The lone senior, the senior from Kaufman, Texas, and Kaufman High School. Knuckleball serve. Set today. And that one's going to be out. Point. Muleriders up by 4, 11-7. No, they're going to say SAU touched it. So Washita gets the point. I'm not sure how that one works. The head coach for SAU understandably asking questions. That's Lindsey Parks, but it is now 10-8. Tigers get the point, and the senior Lexi Caslow backs to serve. It's a 2-point set here as she serves it away. Low serve. White keeps it alive off of reception. The set over to Fielder. Fielder with the kill. Hey, Authoritative kill there for Riley Fielder, the senior from Little Rock. 1 point set, 10-9 SAU. Lexi Castello to serve again. Kirk gets it. Feiga keeps it alive. Castello sets it over to Day. Day with the attack, goes off a steal, and it falls to the court, tied up at 10. A kill for EJ Day. That is her 10th of the night. And that's the first score in double digits. Low behind her at 8 as Castello gets set to serve. That's going to be a service ace for Castello. That is her second of the night and her 29th of the season. Tigers back on top by 1. Castello to serve. Grabbed by her. The set to Livius. That'll be a point for SAU. Tied back up at 11. Substitutions as Poy comes in for Hearn and Schuster back to serve. Low serve, luckily Day's right there to get it off the bounce. Fielder, the attack over. The set, Low is lucky there to grab it, puts it right back over. Still can't handle it, point Washington back on top by 1. Few substitutions as Jones will check in for Faiga and Church will check in for Fielder. Church back to serve, Brooke Jones up on the front. Jones, the sophomore from Greenwood, Arkansas. Church, the sophomore from Jonesboro, to serve. Poe puts it back over. The set to Jones on the outside. Schuster gets it. Still sets it. The attack from White. Attack to air, winning to the net. Point Washita on top by 2. And I think Washita called the timeout there, and we'll take a quick break. Washita leads at 13-11 here in set number 3. We'll be right back in 30 seconds on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center here on the campus of Washita Baptist University, located in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. A mouthful, but I was actually able to get through that one correctly. The Washita leads 13-11 here in set number 3. We're at least going to see 4 sets tonight. Washita, let's see if they can hold on to a lead. Kellen Church back to serve once again for the Tigers, the GAC leader in aces and second in aces per set. She serves that one, received by Kirk. Set from Schuster over to Poe, and it is blocked by Jones and Lowe. Point Washita. That's going to be blocked. Number 3 for Lowe on the night. That's 73 on the season for Emily Lowe. Church to serve again, received by Still. That's going to be an ace for Kellen Church. Number 46 on the year. 15-11 the score. They're going to call that a bad set by Victoria White, so not an ace for Church. That one's going to go. That one did get in there. Good kill. I think that was Kennedy Poe. No, it was not. It was either her or Olivia, so we'll see who they give it to. 3-point lead for the Tigers, 15-12, as Victoria White gets set to serve. Castlo receives. Church sets for Lowe. Lowe with the attack and the kill. Point Washita. Emily Lowe, that's kill number 9 for her tonight. 16-12 your score. EJ Day serves it. Schuster sets the attack from Rogers, blocked Church gets a hand on it, and Lowe puts it back over and gets another kill. Kill number 10 for Emily Lowe. 2 Tigers in double digits now. 17-12 Tiger lead. Day back to serve again. Lowe hitting 500 tonight. The attack from Rogers. Day thought it was going out, but it ends up getting in. Point. Mule Riders still 4-point lead for the Tigers as Samantha Still, the freshman from Bryant, heads back to serve. Caslow receives. Church sets for Lowe. Lowe floats it over. Still's there with a good dig. Church gets the fake set there. Caslow over to Steinmeier. The attack and the kill for Steinmeier. That is number 7 for Steinmeier. 18-13 Tiger lead as the senior Emily Lowe heads back to serve it away. Oh, Blind just calls that in. Okay, head referee's going to overrule that one. I do think that was out. It looked like it was out. I'll give credit to that one. It was close. Depends on the angle you're looking at. From up here, it looked like there was a little bit of separation between the line and the ball. So I think that was the right call. It's 18-14, still a 4-point lead. Steinmeier receives. Brooke Jones is there. Sets it over to Steinmeier. What a kill! That one went off of Victoria White and all the way into the stands on the other side of the court. An assertive kill there, 19-14. Ouachita lead as Tammy Faiga heads back to serve. And that'll be another service error on Faiga. Makes it back to a 4-point set, 19-15. But man, what a kill for Steinmeier's 8th of the night. She's hitting 300 on the night. Steinmeier nearing a double-double. She's got 8 kills and 9 digs so far. Kirk serves. Day gets it off of Fielder's hand, and Thomas is there to get it. It's the set over to White. Floats it. Faiga gets a hand under it, and Fielder will put it over. Dug out by Kirk. White with the attack. Caslow with the dig. Over to Steinmeier. It's blocked, but out of bounds. Steinmeier gets another kill. That's number 9. Should be for Steinmeier. 20-15 the score. Great job so far. Let's see who they end up giving that to if they do count it as a kill. 20-15. Steinmeier serves. Blocked. Steinmeier gets a hand under it, but they can't handle it. They do call that a Steinmeier. She's call that a kill for Steinmeier. She's got 8 now with 9 digs. 20-16. Bermudez serves. Day receives. Fake set by Faiga, and she gets the kill. A great job there by Faiga. Makes it 21-16, a 5-point lead for the Tigers. Lexi Caslow back to serve, the senior captain from Greenwood. The 3 here, starter libero. Schuster to back set 2. Olivia Caslow gets it. Faiga puts it back over. Great save there for Caslow and Faiga. The attack from White. Faiga gets it. Caslow saves it, and Day and Steinmeier get it over, but they're going to keep it going. I thought that might have been out of bounds. Another good dig by Faiga, but Steinmeier can't get there. Point for SAU. Steinmeier is sitting at 9 kills now. They did credit her with that one earlier. So 9 kills and 9 digs. She might get a double-double tonight. She's had a couple of those so far this season. Schuster back to serve. 21-17, 4-point lead for the Tigers. The set from Faiga to Fielder with the attack went off of Schuster. And Kirk puts it over, but nobody's there to get it. Some miscommunication. Well, Coach Frizz is understandably upset on that one. 3-point set, 21-18. Schuster back to serve again. Tigers need to settle in here to try to finish this one out. Day receives. The set to the outside for Fielder. It's blocked, but a kill for Riley Fielder. Was able to go off the block and stay on the SAU side. Fielder picks up another kill. That's her 4th on the night. It's good to see her getting some action after coming off that bad ankle injury. But she'll sub out as Church heads back to serve. Brooke Jones in as well for Faiga. Church to serve. Received by Kirk, out of bounds, and another ace for Kellen Church. 23-18 the score. Church back to serve. They should rule that as a service ace, I believe. I don't think that's going to go down as a bad set. White puts it over from the back row. Steinmeier grabs it. The set from Church over to Day on the far side. Blocked out of bounds. Point, Ouachita. They now lead 24-18. Set point coming up. They did rule that as a service ace for Church a minute ago. 24-18 set point for the Tigers. Church to serve. White receives the back set to Olivia's. It'll go off of Day's handing out of bounds. You got a little bit of wiggle room to work with. Still a 5-point set. 24-19 now. Day now with 11 kills. She's got 5 digs as well. And along with an ace. 24-19. Castlo receives. Day runs for it, gets it. And Steinmeier puts it barely back over the net. A chance for SAU on this one. The attack from Rogers blocked, but White gets it off the block. Miscommunication, but still puts it over. Castlo sets it for Jones. It's blocked, but she gets her own block there. Day. Steinmeier saves it, but it'll go out of bounds. 24-20. Still a 4-point lead. It's still a set point. Tigers just need one to take a 2-1 lead over the Mule Riders. Float serve. Castlo receives. Church sets for down the outside off of White. Schuster sets it up for Rogers. It's blocked, but Poe's there. White attacking from the back row. Lowe gets it. Church sets over to Day on the outside. Off of White again up near the rafters. Schuster sets. The attack from Rogers again blocked, but Day's there. Near the net, a block attempt. They're going to call that point on SAU as it went off of Jones. 24-21. Victoria White back to serve again. Tigers just need a point. Victoria White's had a few service errors tonight. We're not going to get one there. Steinmeier receives it. The set to Lowe, the attack. That went off of the fingers. Point and kill for Emily Lowe. Tigers win set number 3, 25-21. Tigers take a 2-1 lead here in the senior night match. We'll have a short break between matches. Once again, Tigers win set number 3, 25-21, and take a 2-1 lead over the SAU Mule Riders. We'll be back here in a couple minutes on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
We are an intentionally Christian university. We aren't going to apologize for that. But we're also going to challenge your students academically. We all know we learn more when we're challenged. This is also a place, though, where students are going to be invested in. I've spoken to so many alumni, and they come back again and again to telling me stories, naming names of faculty and staff members in specific situations where they invested in their lives, and they look back with the benefit of time and see how formative it was in their life. I think another reason is high impact learning. With the Christian liberal arts, you're going to get that broad experience, but we're also going to go deep. Some of the examples that come to mind is we have science students who spend their summer doing undergraduate research, and that is a gateway for graduate school. I think of some of our business students that we've given $1 million to of our endowment to manage real life experience. Or students who are interested in media and culture who go to the Sundance Film Festival, the premier event, to engage with people across the country in this discipline, but also to engage with Christians. But we're also going to be a place where you graduate. We're proud that in the state of Arkansas, among all colleges and universities, Ouachita has the highest graduation rate. You're going to finish on time. But you're not just going to graduate, you're going to be prepared for graduate school, for work. And so at Ouachita, we'll be a better university because of you. And I believe you'll be better because you were at Ouachita.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center. We are getting ready for set number 4. So far, through 3 sets, E.J. Day and Emily Lowe are tied at 11 kills, leading all scores, followed by Kayla Steinmeier with 9. And then you go over to SAU. You've got Kennedy Poe, I think it's Poi, with 8 kills. Rogers and White, both with 7. Ramirez and Olivias, both with 6. Fielder and Thomas with 4. Vega with 2 kills and Gallagher with 1. Schuster with 2 kills and Bailey Kirk with 1. Caslow leading the way when digs are tied with Steele with 13 digs apiece. Got 3 Tigers in double-digit kills. Steinmeier with 10. If she can get a kill here, she'll have a double-double on the night. Vega with 10 and Caslow with 13. Well-rounded effort so far tonight. Kellen Church already with 15 assists. Granted, that number does pale to Schuster, who has 30 assists on the night. Like I said, 2 Tigers are in double digits with assists, with Church with 15 and Feige with 13. Compared to, like I said, Schuster with 30, White with 2, and Steele with 1 on SAU. Like I said, the assists are all Schuster for SAU this season, as she has crossed into the 700 kill or assist territory this season. Which is very impressive. Morgan Schuster, we were just talking about her, back to serve, the 5'11" sophomore from Arlington, Texas. Starts off with the service error. Tigers take a first point. Tigers up by 2. As Feige will check out for Brooke Jones as Kellen Church heads back to serve. Church, the sophomore from Jonesboro, dual sport athlete here at Ouachita. Kirk receives. Schuster to set. The attack from Poe out of bounds. Point, Tigers. Church to serve once again. So 2 Tigers in double-digit kills with Day and Lowe, both of whom are still on the court. Steinmeier at the back row. Floats over, Lowe puts it back. Church grabs it. Caslow sets it for Jones here on the near side. Still sets it up for Poe on the far side, and that's going to go off of Day and Lowe's hands. Point for SAU. It's 2-1. Tiger lead here as Victoria White heads back to serve. White serving from the near side corner. Knuckleball serve. Steinmeier receives the set. The attack from Lowe off of Schuster. Kill number 12 for Emily Lowe. A great effort tonight by the senior from Austin, Texas, as E.J. Day heads back to serve. Lowe hitting .529 tonight. A fantastic mark so far. The set from Schuster. The attack on the outside from Poi. Lexi's Caslow gets under it, but can't quite get it high enough. 3-2, Tiger lead. Samantha Still back to serve. The freshman from Bryant. So not too far. About a 2-hour drive, I think, from Bryant to Magnolia. About a 1-hour drive from Magnolia to here. Maybe a little bit extra. The back set to Jones. Off of Still. And Mule Riders can't handle it. A great attack. Let's see if it goes down as a kill for Brooke Jones. As Caslow will check out for Zara Thomas for a moment. Emily Lowe, the senior from Austin, leading everybody in kills, heads back to serve. Does have 1 ace on the night. Schuster to set. The attack goes off a Day. Point. Mule Riders, it's 4-3. All the sets have been pretty close. They've all been decided by 4 points or less. Lexa Hurd back to serve once she fixes the ponytail. The jump serve for Hurd. Caslow receives, and that'll be an ace for Alexa Hurd, and it's tied up at 4. Hurd to serve once again, the homeschooler out of Little Rock. Played for 501 volleyball. Along with Fielder also played for 501 volleyball while in high school. Steinmeier with the attack. Thomas stuffs it back. The attack from the back row out of bounds. An attack error on Landry Rogers, the freshman from Salado, Texas. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, as Texas pronounces their A's all completely differently in a word. So Salado, Salado. I'm going to go with Salado, Texas. Faiga to serve, cross court. Off of Hurd, but kept going off Schuster as well. Rogers puts it over. Caslow sets it up for Steinmeier on the far side. Steinmeier gets a kill, and that's a double-double for Kayla Steinmeier. A great job there. Steinmeier picks up another double-double on the season with 10 kills and 10 digs as Tammy Faiga heads back to serve. A little bit of miscommunication there, and that's going to be an ace for Tammy Faiga. 3-point lead for the Tigers, 7-4. 3 Tigers now in double digits in kills compared to 1. Mule Rider, Faiga back to serve. That was Faiga's 3rd ace that they call it an ace. The attack from Rogers blocked. Can't be kept alive by Fielder Thomas. Point back to SAU. 7-5 Tiger lead. They did give Faiga service ace. That is her 3rd ace, leading all scores so far. The seniors showing out so far tonight. The serve from Kirk. Dave receives. Faiga sets it over to Fielder on the far side. Still digs it out. Schuster hits it over. Caslow gets it. Faiga sets it to Steinmeier again. Steinmeier picks up another kill. Number 11 on the night. 3 Tigers now with 11 or more kills. Steinmeier now back to serve. Tigers lead by 3. Steinmeier, the sophomore from St. Charles, Missouri, going to be a big piece in this Tiger volleyball offense in the next 2 years, and that's going to be a kill for Victoria White, her 8th on the night. White is struggling. She's hitting just .059 on the night, but does have 8 kills so far. Good for second, or tied for second for SAU, as Bermudez, the lone senior, back to serve. The set over to Day. Kirk receives that one. The attack from White again, off of Faiga. Over to Castello. The attack from Day is blocked off of Day's head. .4. They're going to roll it out of bounds. I thought it hit Day on the head. It should be a kill for Mule Riders here. We'll see what the official is. Like I said, it looked like it went off of. There, okay. The referee on the far side said it did go off of Day, which is the right call. So it's 8-7. So that is the correct call to give, as it did go off of EJ Day's head. 1 point set. Bermudez to serve. Fielder to attack. Goes off for Bermudez. Schuster gets it to save it. And it's not going to cross. Point for Washita off the attack from Fielder. It won't go down as a kill for Fielder. Probably go down as either a bad set or an error. They're going to call it a bad set on Schuster. The attack, Faiga's there. Caslow sets it up for Fielder on the right side, and it's not going to cross that top of the net. It wanted to, but it's not going to quite go. 9-8. Subs. Kennedy Poi in for Hurd. Said Poi, the sophomore from League City, Texas, as Schuster to serve. A little bit of top spin on that one. Set from Faiga over to Day on the outside. Still gets it. The set to White, blocked, attempted block. Through the block there, another kill for Victoria White, her 9th of the night, and we're tied back up at 9 apiece. Schuster serve once again. Steinmeier receives. Faiga saves it, and Caslow puts it over. Great job by Faiga on that one. And that's going to go off as Steinmeier, and SAU takes the lead for the first time in set number 4. Got to give Faiga credit. A lot of those, she's made a lot of tough plays, and there's not a stat to put that under. Day receives that serve. Faiga sets it over to Day on the outside. Schuster gets it, and it is kept alive. White puts it over. Chance for the Tigers here, and some miscommunication, but Faiga saves that one. So just what I was talking about, Faiga with a lot of saving plays that you don't have a stat to go off of. That's going to go out off of Fielder. 2-point lead now for SAU. Like I said, those saving plays like that, there's not stats for that. But Faiga does a fantastic job at it. Low serve. Steinmeier receives. Day has to run up to get it. And Castlo is going to put it back over. So a chance for SAU on this on the set from Schuster. The attack from White. Castlo digs. Faiga sets it back to Fielder with the attack. Grabbed by Steele. The attack on the far side. Out of bounds. Point. Washita. 1-point set. 11 to 10 now. Faiga out for Jones and Church in for Fielder. Church goes back to serve. She started off serving this set. So Church to serve. Received by Kurt. The set from Schuster. The attack from White. Church tries to get a hand on it but can't quite haul it in. 12 to 10, SAU leads. SAU trying to force a winner take all set number 5. Tigers trying to cut back into this one. White now with 10 kills. She has really gotten a few up here in this set. Jones with the attack, and that's going to be way out of bounds. That's something Jones does need to work on. She has a lot of talent, but struggles, hits it out quite a few times. And Washita will call a timeout. SAU leading 13 to 10. We'll be right back here after a short commercial break. You're watching Washita Volleyball on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Wichita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Washita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Washita.
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 How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Washita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita. Washita.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center. We are in set number 4. SAU leads by 3. Still got a few seconds before this continues. I'd like to take a moment to talk about how the OSDN crew tonight. Fantastic job they're doing. Like I said, directing tonight is Chris McQuiston. On graphics is Chris Gay. And running camera, on camera 1, the main camera you see going back and forth is Katie Tosh. The floor camera is James Jolly. And over on the side camera is Anthony Charez. Anthony Charez, one of the football players here at Washita. James Jolly, a soccer player here for the Tigers. So Washita Sports Digital Network gets you a lot of chance to get some fantastic hands-on experience. Like I said, I'm Matthew Branch. Like I said, I'm a senior here in the communications department here at Washita. White serves. The set from Church to Low, floats it back over. Jones is able to save it. Church saves that one, but submit. So running to Castlo. That'll be another point back to SAU. They now lead by 4. Tigers can still make a run at it. They do have one set of cushion here as they lead 2-1. Victoria White to serve once again. Steinmeier receives the set. Today here on the right side. A great dig by Steele, and the attack is way out of bounds from Poy. 14-11 the score. 3-point lead now for SAU. EJ Day back to serve for the Tigers. Like I said, always at the end. Has been a great program for me so far. I've started up my sophomore year. That's going to be blocked. They're going to rule that off. That's going to be there it is, point for SAU. They're going to call that 4 touches on SAU. 14-12. So quite missed what happened, but a fantastic crowd on hand tonight here at Sturgis Physical Education Center. SAU traveled well tonight, along with quite a few people here to celebrate senior night. The entire softball team, I believe, is here. That's going to be an attack error on Kennedy Poy. So I saw the whole softball team earlier here doing their workouts, and I believe they're going to stay. Softball and volleyball, very close teams here at Washita. You'll see there's a lot of softball players here for cheering on the volleyball team, and come springtime, you'll see a lot of volleyball players down at Sully Anderson. Lowe with the attack and another kill. That's number 13 for Emily Lowe. A great job there for Lowe. Tied up at 14 here in set number 4. Day back to serve once again. The sophomore from Belle Chase, Louisiana. Serves it away, and that's going to be a little bit too far out. Point back to SAU. Tigers have struggled a little bit on the errors. It's going to be 9 service errors on the night so far. They've really struggled with that the past couple weeks as Sam still serves it away. Day receives. Up near the net, the set over to Steinmeier, and Steinmeier picks up kill number 12. Tied back up at 15. Emily Lowe back to serve, the senior from Austin, Texas. Like I say, OSDN, if you want to do sports media, this is the place to be. Hands-on experience from starting your freshman year. It's been a great opportunity for me. I've gotten to call a ton of games as well as getting experience directing as that point's going to go back to SAU. I've pretty much been able to work in every aspect of a broadcast, producing it from directing, switching graphics, running cameras, running audio, a little bit of everything. And like I said, that's what OSDN does. We've had freshmen direct volleyball games so far tonight. We've got a senior, Chris McQuistion, back there. He often runs free play for football, and that's going to be another kill for Kayla Steinmeier. She's now tied with Emily Lowe with 13. Substitutions as Faiga comes in for Jones and Fielder comes in for Church. Like I said, tied up at 16. Faiga to serve from this near right corner. Serves it over, still grabs it. Schuster sets it over to Rogers. It's blocked. Oh, they might say that one might have went in. They're going to say that one went into the net. So that would have been a fourth touch on SAU. Tigers with a 1-point lead, 17-16. Faiga set to serve, the senior from Waxahachie, Texas. Set over 1,000 assists in her career, several aces, or dozens of aces. Day gets that one. The set from Faiga back to Fielder. Fielder picks up another kill, number 5 on the night. And it looks like SAU will take a timeout. And we'll take a timeout right alongside with them. Tigers lead by 2, 18-16 here in set number 4. We'll be right back here after a commercial on the Washington Sports Digital Network. And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center. So we are here in the later stages of set number 4. Ouachita leads it 2-1 over SAU. Mule Riders trying to force a winner-take-all set number 5. Tigers not going down without a fight. So they were down by 4, but they've fought back and now lead by 2, 18-16. The Mule Rider women of SAU. So Steinmeier and Lowe now tied with kills at 13 apiece. Lowe hitting an impressive 474. Steinmeier hitting 423. Steinmeier with that double-double as Faiga sets the serve. Fast serve there received by Hearn. That's going to go off. Attack there for Rogers. Goes off of Thomas's and midfielder's hands. 1 point set, 18-17 as Kirk will check in for Rogers. Bailey Kirk, the sophomore from Hazlet, Texas. 5'8", defensive specialist. Get set to serve it away. Mule Riders looking to tie. Somehow with the attack there. Kirk was able to get the attack from White. That hit the antenna. Good call there by the line judges. Point back to Ouachita, 19-17. Tiger lead. Steinmeier serving from the far side. Oh, sir. Received by Still. Set from Schuster. The attack from White. Caslow gets hands under it. Faiga sets it over to Day. Thomas puts it back into the court. Point. Ouachita. 20-17. Tigers lead by 3. Steinmeier back to serve once again. Thomas really coming in clutch so far tonight for the Tigers. Had some good hits. That's going to be a service ace for Steinmeier. 4-point lead, 21-17 Tigers. And SAU will take the timeout, but we're going to stay right here because we just took one. But yeah, Tigers really start. This is the rhythm that we've been wanting to see from the Tigers all year, really settling in here. They were down by 4 or 5 earlier in this set. Battled back. They now lead by 4 here late in set number 4. Tigers trying to win it. They can win it if they win this one. SAU trying to stay alive to force a winner-take-all set number 5. Got a great job there. Thomas picked up her kill number 5 on that last one. Like I said, Steinmeier picked up ace number 1. Like I said, Steinmeier with a double-double so far. 13 kills, 10 digs. Emily Lowe with 13 kills, 2 digs, 3 blocks. An ace. EJ Day with 11 kills, 6 digs, and an ace. Faiga with 15 assists and 12 digs, so Faiga also has a double-double. Caslow nearing a double-double, 17 kills and 8 assists. Kellen Church with 20 assists and 7 digs so far. But yeah, so 2 Tigers with double-doubles tonight in different categories. Fantastic job so far. We do have a service error on Steinmeier. There is one mule rider in with a double-double, and that is Victoria Wyatt with 10 kills and 10 digs. Schuster with 40 assists on the night. That's impressive. Bermudez, the lone senior, to serve it away. Day receives. Faiga comes up near the net to get it, and Caslow puts it back over. Tigers with a 3-point lead. Set over to Schuster. The attack from White is blocked, and that's blocked again by Thomas and Day. Point, Washita. 22-18, Tiger lead. A fantastic block by those two. Thomas is listed at 5'11", and Day listed at 5'8". Both playing a little bit taller than that as Caslow goes back to serve. A knuckleball float serve there. Set from Schuster. Like I said, good effort by White to keep it alive. Back set to Fielder. Has hit it from a little bit further back, but keeps it going. The attack from White. Caslow gets it off the block. The set over to Day from Faiga. That's going to go up into the rafters, and Kirk is there to get it. And a misjudgment there by Steele gives us another point. 23-18. Tigers looking to put it away here in just a moment. Caslow back to serve. Tigers lead by 5. They've got a few points to give here, but they don't want to give too much leeway. A good serve from Caslow. The back set to Olivius. Caslow digs it out. Steinmeier puts it up, and Caslow calls for it and puts it back over the net. Some miscommunication there, but a set over to Olivius. Faiga's there. Caslow sets it up for Fielder. The attack from White, and White will get a kill. Point SAU, 23-19. Got a 23-19 score here. Washita leads. Substitutions as Kennedy Poe comes in for Hurd. SAU is going to be looking to be more on the attack here with Poe coming in. Schuster to serve. That's out. Point Tigers match point coming up. I want the Tigers to win, period, obviously, but I want to see Emily Lowe to get the kill here. I want Lowe to get the kill to finish it off for the Tigers. Church back to serve. Received by White. Miscommunication, and Tigers win! Tigers win 25-19 over SAU here in set number 4 and win 3-1 here in the match. A great job. Kellen Church ends it with a service ace. That's going to be her 46th of the year. A fantastic job there. That's going to be her 47th of the year, actually. But Tigers win 25-19 here in set 4 and win 3-1 over the Mule Riders of SAU. Don't go anywhere because senior night ceremony coming up next year on the Washington Sports Digital Network. But a fantastic job to get this win and get back in the win column. Some final stats on the night. Like I said, Steinmeier and Lowe led the way with 13 kills apiece. Steinmeier picking up a double-double with 10 digs. Lowe hitting .474 to lead everybody. We're scratching that. Bermudez did hit .600 with just 10 attempts, but Lowe hitting .474 with 19 attempts. So we'll have the senior night stuff coming up soon. EJ Day with 11 kills, 6 digs, an ace. Lowe also picked up 3 blocks and 15.5 points. Or 3 block assists anyway for Lowe. Day, Thomas, Fielder, Gallagher, Brooke Jones, and Kellen Church and Steinmeier all credited with at least 1 block assist. A fantastic job. Kellen Church with 20 assists, 3 aces, 7 digs, and 1 block assist. Lexi Caslow with 19 digs on the night, 8 assists and 2 aces, so close to double-doubles for 2 Tigers there. Tammy Faiga with a double-double she ended up having 2 kills, 15 assists, 3 aces, 2 digs. Good for 5 points. Give some team stats here on the night. Tigers hit 262 on the night. Outscored SAU overall 97-88. Tigers outkilled SAU 51-49. Errors were down for the Tigers, 23 for SAU compared to 17 for Ouachita. SAU did out-attack Ouachita 140-130, but so hitting percentage was 262 for Ouachita to 186 for SAU. Both had near the same assists, 46 for Tigers, 45 for the Mule Riders. Tigers had double-digit aces with 11 service aces compared to just 5 for SAU. Unfortunately, Tigers did also have double-digit errors with 10 compared to 8 for SAU. Said we will be getting the senior night festivities coming up. We'll have Brian Ramsey bring you that from the far side. Like I said, I'm glad that I get to end my calling career for Ouachita Volleyball with a big win on senior night over the Mule Liners of SAU. Both teams had 13 total blocks. Looks like we're about to do that. I'm going to turn it over to Brian Ramsey.
Senior night for the Tigers. 4 young ladies just finished up their final home game here as Ouachita Tigers. At this time, we'll recognize them for their achievements here at Ouachita. Let us know what their plans are going forward. We start today with Tammy Faiga. She has registered 1,094 career assists. She has earned Great American Conference Distinguished Scholar Athlete Award as well as made the President's List and the Dean's List. She's on pace to graduate this spring with a degree in accounting and finance. She plans to enroll in a pre-med program after graduation and eventually attend medical school. Her favorite memory here at Ouachita is beating Hardy home in 5 sets in her sophomore season and the football team rushing the court. She says she's thankful to her parents for driving her nearly all of her games, to her brothers for setting the bar high and always inspiring her, to Coach Frizz for taking a chance on her as a transfer, to Dean McKinney for putting up with her ever-changing life plans, and her teammates for being the sister she's always wanted. She's accompanied today by her parents, as well as her brothers. From Waxahachie, Texas, let's hear it for senior Tammy Faiga. Next is senior Lexi Castillo. Lexi is also a career veteran for Ouachita. She has played in 65 career matches and currently ranks 5th all-time at Ouachita in digs with 1,423. Her 2019 total of 607 digs ranks 5th at Ouachita for a single season. She's on pace to graduate this semester with a degree in kinesiology and education. She plans to attend graduate school here at Ouachita to study curriculum and instruction and play a 5th year for Ouachita Volleyball. Her favorite memory as a Tiger is also beating Hardy in 5 sets. She's thankful for her family for supporting and loving her, to her teammates for making her better every single day throughout the good times and the bad, to Ace and Kathy Collins for being her home away from home, to Coach Davis and Coach Frizz for taking a chance on her and allowing her to live her dream of playing college volleyball, to her fellow seniors for being such a great support system, and finally to her dad for making so many sacrifices for her growing up and for never letting her give up, even when the doctor said she would never play athletics again. She's accompanied today by her parents and her siblings from Greenwood, Arkansas. Let's hear for senior Lexi Castillo. Next is Emily Lowe. Emily's a 4-year-old for the Tigers and has played 95 matches throughout her career. She has a total of 768 career kills and ranks 5th all-time in Washington with 281 total blocks. She's on pace to graduate with her bachelor's degree this upcoming May. She plans on going to graduate school to pursue a master's degree in forensic psychology and eventually attend law school. Her favorite memories here in Washington, beating Texas A&M Commerce, karaoke nights with the team, the bus rides, hotel adventures, and tournament wins. She says she's thankful to her family for helping her pursue the game she's loved for so long, to Coach Frizz for making her the person she is today, and to Coach Davis for making every day fun. She's accompanied today by her parents from Austin, Texas. Let's hear it for senior Emily Lowe. And finally, senior Riley Fielder. Riley's a 4-year veteran for the Tigers, having played in 72 matches throughout her career. She's registered 383 career kills. She's on pace to graduate next month with a degree in business administration with an emphasis in entrepreneurship. After graduation, Riley already has a job lined up with the Aspire Realty Group, and she will be coaching at 501 Volley in Little Rock. Her favorite memories at Washington, beating Harding in 2019 and beating Texas Women's University earlier this year, and also spending time with her teammates outside the gym. Riley says she's thankful to her family for always being there to answer calls and for being in the stands for so many games, and also for being supportive and pushing her to chase her dreams. To all of her coaches throughout the years for continuing to support her, to Coach Prescott for recruiting her and helping make playing college volleyball a reality, and to Coach Frizz and Coach Davis for never giving up on her and giving her the opportunity to play the game she loves. She's accompanied today by her parents and her sisters and her brothers right from Little Rock. Fans, let's hear it for senior Riley Fielder. Fans, have a round of applause for the 2021 Washington Volleyball Seniors.
Well, you haven't just heard for the ceremony there for the 2021 seniors, Tammy Faiga, Lexi Castillo, Emily Lowe, and Riley Fielder all have had fantastic Washington careers. I've been so thankful to bring all these games this season and last season. Been friends with some of them for a long time. Lexi and I both been in the same home group. I've known Riley since freshman year. We were in the same ball group. Emily Lowe and I've gotten to know each other. And Tammy Faiga's my apartment manager this year, so I've gotten to know her. So I've gotten to know a lot of this volleyball team in the past couple of years. So it's a fantastic group of seniors. I know they're going to go on to do great things. Excited to see what the next chapter holds for these guys. And so this is my last time calling for Washington Volleyball as well. So bittersweet moment for everybody around here at Service Physical Education Center. But that's going to do it tonight. Once again, Washington defeated SAU 3-1. So it's 4 sets. A fantastic performance by Washington tonight. They really settled in. They came back. They were down in a couple of sets, but a fantastic job and a fantastic job by the seniors. We'll get this win tonight and go out on top here at Service Physical Education Center. Tigers improved to 9-18 overall and 4-10 in conference play. Improved to 5-9 here at Service Physical Education Center. SAU falls to 1-13 in conference play. Next up for Washington Volleyball will be next week at Arkansas Tech. Next up for the Washington Sports Digital Network, we will be playing. So next up for Washington Sports Digital Network, we will be at, it'll be Saturday, starting off with senior day for the women's volleyball team. And then Washington football taking on Southeastern Oklahoma State. Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Once again, I'm Matthew Branch. A fantastic send-off for these 4 seniors of Tammy Faiga, Lexi Castillo, Emily Lowe, and Riley Fielder. Couldn't ask for a better way than to go out with a solid win over SAU. So thank you all for tuning in this season for Ouachita Volleyball. Couldn't do it without y'all. And another thank you to the crew. Chris McQuistion directing, Chris Gay running graphics, Katie Tosh on camera up top, James Jolly on camera 2 down below, and Anthony Charez on the far camera. A fantastic job by all of them involved tonight. And for the last time for Ouachita Volleyball, I am Matthew Branch. Thank you all for tuning in so much. Have a great rest of the season. And we will see you next time on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.